You know, interestingly enough, there was just a piece on 60 Minutes a couple of nights ago about how cord blood was used to help cure cerebral palsy. Corcell, the company that Cord Blood America owns, was the first company to store a sample that cured a little girl of childhood leukemia. This was written up in American Academy of Pediatrics in 2007. There's like I just mentioned in cerebral palsy, there's a huge study going on at Duke University using cord blood cerebral palsy. Another very interesting topic is juvenile diabetes, and University of Florida has a large study going on now about how using cord blood stem cells can help battle and cure type 1 diabetes. So there's a number of different interesting things. I could go on. There's hundreds of different studies going on, but those are two of the big ones.
And in terms of anyone who's used it in 1995 for whatever disease, has it been consistent in the last 14 years that it hasn't returned?
Yeah, you know, it's hard to predict because it goes disease by the disease. You know, a lot of times the stem cells are used for people to understand this. The stem cells are hematopoietic, which means they repopulate the immune system. And so if someone has like leukemia and has to go through radiation, the stem cells, you know, are repopulating the system to keep the body strong while they battle the leukemia, the cancer, whatever it may be. So, you know, there's a number of factors outside of the stem cells. What the stem cells are used for is to keep the immune system strong so they can go through these types of treatments. I think the bigger question is, if you're storing stem cells since 1995, are the cells good 14 years later? The answer to that question is yes. In fact, the oldest sample was stored in 1989, so it's 20 years old this year, and it still has over a 90% cell viability rate, which means it's a good sample. And so doctors and hospitals, a common question is, well, how long do the samples last in cryogenic freezing? And so far we know 20 years, but doctors will, and our scientists say it's going to last at least 100 years.
By having the stem cells stored, the likelihood of being able to cure any afflictions that the child may, you know, develop is probably going to get better and better and better. And from the point of view of the insurance companies, it's certainly well worth looking into because it will reduce costs in the long term.